That's kind of the phrase, and I think about that with students all the time too. You know, if it's important to them, it's important to them. You said it all in one breath. Whew. No, that's the Hills Have Nerds. Yeah, can you link that? We'll send people that way. Guys, I really appreciate you hanging out and chatting, though, man. It's good stuff. I love the conversations. So good. Good stuff. Good support group. If anybody ever needs, like, if you ever need to talk about anything, shoot me a message. For real. I don't mind to sit and let you bounce ideas off of me or whatever else. There we go. Good stuff. Good support group. Hey, it's me. I just heard me. If anybody ever needs, like, if you ever need...
Yeah.
Alright, I'm going to call it for the night. For real. And, but yeah. I will pop in and lurk on that YouTube as well, so.
Yeah. I'm talking in a delay.
Man. I bet, Bubby, you'll be a great counselor, dude, for that. Like, have you ever looked into doing counseling for that? Yeah. Alright, I'm going to call it for the night. Like, hey, I've been there sort of stuff. Anyway, have a wonderful night. I'll talk to you soon. We'll talk over there for a little bit. I'm gonna eat something before I go to sleep, so which is great. That's how I'll gain weight, right? But anyway, whatever. Right.
Yeah, I know, right?
There you go.
Hi, Allison.
Have a great day, guys. Make good choices, and I'll talk to you soon. Thank you, guys.
I don't mean to talk over
Thank you for the wonderful night.
I need to turn my mic up.
Hi, guys. See you, Colton. See
Right,
you,
Lee. Love
that
you.
dude.
If you're in here.
Bubby. Everybody. Thank you, guys. Thank you for the wonderful night.
Is my... Can you hear me okay?
Hi, guys. See you, Colton. See you, that dude.
Yeah. You're good. You turn your thing off. Hold on, I got a little webcam too. I think I can turn my camera on. Everybody can see my beautiful face. Let's see. I think I've ruined it. I ruined it. Where's the webcam at? I don't know. It may be on, it may not be. I'll turn that off. Yeah. Well, the webcam's not working. Don't ruin it. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Lee. All those kind words you said. Also, go fuck yourself. Hi, guys. Well, the webcam's not working. Don't ruin it. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Lee. All those
Let's
kind
see.
words
I
you said.
have.
Also, go fuck yourself.
Let's see. Doop-a-doop-a-doop-a-doo.
I had this stream set up a certain way. So we were playing Marvel Rivals the other night, and you could see me. I had the webcam going. But the webcam, for some reason, is not wanting to participate. Let's see. Yep. All right. Yeah, you probably were. I had that on. I've got it muted now. Can y'all hear me okay? Now that was deep. That was deep. I think everybody gets a little sad sometimes, right? It's good to talk things out. I always tell my kids, like, you have to be able to converse these things. You keep stuff inside and it eats at you. Right? And you are always weaker internally. You always envision yourself weaker internally than you actually are. You know. So it's good, even if we're doing it in a way where we're, poking fun at some stuff. I'm talking about my mom being an asshole, or, making some religious jokes or whatever have you. It's still healthy. It's catharsis, right? And Lee, if you're still here, the thing you said about you can be a Christian or be God, the fact that you are thinking you can't be show mental instability while being a devout Christian, thinking that's mutually exclusive, and that not being. I really appreciated that. Yeah. I know I've said this. I mean, can you guys hear me? All right, I have a new mic, and it's it. The other night, Allison, when we were playing speedrunners, like I was coming through really low on the playback. Yeah. So right now in Palworld, I am currently playing animal husbandry eugenics simulator. I have my Lileens here. I am trying to get a good Lileen with vampiric artisan, remarkable craftsmanship, and serious, because Lileens yearn for the fields, and I need one that works well in the fields. I got my jet dragons over here, and I actually just got the jet dragon I needed, so I don't need those guys to be boinking anymore. So I can take them out. Then over here, I got my little Crogiros. So they're all cuddling asleep. And they're making eggs. And I'm trying to get a Crogiro to use as the water pal on my team. I have this mass egg incubator, and it is the best damn thing in the world. And right there's my perfect Crogiro. And did I get another one? I got two. Nice. I can give one to Aaron. Or Wayne. Or anybody else that wants one. Am I still low right now, Allison? I need more electricity to hatch my egg. My Azure main's over here giving it hell. Oh, good deal. Yeah, I turned up, turned the mic and stuff up a little bit. There. Now, typically, I have a little thing on YouTube. When we go live on YouTube, OBS or the YouTube stream will bring up a little counter that shows me however many people are in here. And I appreciate all you guys hanging out. And Lee, if you're still here, I appreciate, being able to watch you and the words you said and all that. But I don't know how many people are in the chat. It may just be me and Alice. I see Haley and Colton spoke sometime before. And if any of you guys don't know me, I'm Josh. I'm one Quinn. What's the word for? I'm 1/5 of the Hills Have Nerds. There's the eggs. That's nighttime, and we have nighttime on this server turned up to go a little longer because there's certain pals that you can only get during night. My jet dragon's so fast. I'm very much in the hard end game of here now. I'm very deep into the end game. We've beat all of the main towers and 3 of the hard mode towers, and we have one final raid left and one final oil rig left to beat. The oil rigs are new for this patch. So they just released a new content update with in December called Fay Break, and I'm on the June content island. This is Sakurajima, I guess is how you pronounce that. Yeah, fifth of the hills, but there's another word. Like, you know, I'm a quarter of the hills have nerds. I'm a, what's the word for fifth? Yeah. Not quarter, but quintal? I guess fifth. I guess just fifth. Yeah. I don't think I've ever been to Lee's house for a birthday party. Yeah, kinda. It's more Ark than it is Pokemon, but it's got a lot of Pokemon in it. So, this is my party I'm running with. And they all have, so this is Frostine, it's a legendary pal. But I've bred this one, you know, through a lot of focused and purposeful incest. I have made this pal into a machine. So all of these little passive skills here that it has are increasing its attack and its ability to work as a mount. So right it. But to get the stats on them, to get the certain passives on them, you have to breed certain ones together. So, for instance, these two Lylines, one of them has, you can see down here at the bottom, I'm pointing on my screen like a friggin' idiot. Down here at the bottom, you can see it has Artisan, Remarkable Craftsmanship, and Serious. So if I open the menu, review the details. So that increases its work speed by 50%, that increases by 75, that increases by 20. Well, my other one over here has Vampiric. And Vampiric means they absorb health. That's what you get with the Hills Have Nerds. If you're watching the Hills Have Nerds stream, you never know what's going to happen, right? We keep you guessing. I mean, this one has Vampiric. And so when you breed two that have certain traits, they have a chance, they have a decent chance to pass those traits down to their offspring. So, for instance, I've gotten, I think, one good Liline. Like, see, this one has Remarkable Craftsmanship, Artisan, and Eternal Engine. That's a random one, but that's a really good one. Any of them that are this kind of, like, flashy blue, shiny color are the, like, quote-unquote best traits in the game. And they can get some random ones. Now, this Eternal Engine is good. It's great. I would love that on one of my riding pals, but I can't ride this one. And so it having increased stamina does nothing for me. So this one's garbage, and it's going to go into the condenser at some point. But I did get two good Krojiros, right? So this is good. Can take the Krojiros out. And then I'm going to sort, because I need to find my good Krojiros. I've bred quite a few. Actually, I need to put my Krojiros back, because they have to keep breeding. It's alright though. So let's see. Where's my, I know I got two of them, right? No. Right there. Legends, Serenity, Ferocious, Muzzlehead. So I marked him as a favorite. Put a little lock on him. That way I don't accidentally condense him or something. And then there's another one. Cool. Now I want to make more of these because you have to have like 100 of them to power them completely up. So I'm going to send them back in. Let them keep hanging out in the bang shack here. Grab this other egg. It is Virgie Haley. Well, it's Joe Nancy. My FBI agent has seen the last 3 years of my life. It's like, you know what? I'll let her have this one. She's having a hard time. We're just going to let her go. Let me take care. All right. You got to have cakes for pals to bang. They have to have cake. Because pals banging is a hedonistic experience. And they have to have cake. If they don't have cake, you don't get baby pals. You don't get eggs. Really? Where are my other... They're in the hot tub. So I have 2 of these guys that are supposed to be making electricity for my base, but he's chilling in the hot tub. So... Came back to the chat to see. This is taking a very different turn from where we went with your stream lead. May not have needed to do this. But you know what? You guys are here now. There you go. I'm going to introduce you to the wonderful world of pal husbandry. I'm going to go put some more cakes in the frog's den. Lord. Yeah, so I can... Alright. So let's get my good Krajiro. Oh, I gotta check his IVs too. That one has bad IVs. That one has awesome IVs. You can see on the right side of the screen. You probably can't really see right now. Like right here. Their potential. I don't know how many of you guys are familiar with like internal values or innate values in Pokemon. But every Pokemon or every pal is different. Even members of the same species, so health, attack, and defense here. They can have a starting initial value of 1 to 100. Closer to 100, the better. Right. But this one has really good IVs. He's got 96 in defense, a 79 in attack, and a 74 in hearts. It's really good. Johnny, thank you for subscribing. Going on, but they're inside. Yeah, it's very important. This is very important in this game. It's very important. Yeah, the world is a nightmare, Allison, and we're just trying to figure out if it is dark comedy or tragedy, right? And you want to hope it's dark comedy so you can at least, giggle through the end. It's good, Colton. It's so good. So good. The new update was great. This is my character, my Hexalite armor. This is Nightmare. She collects the oil from my oil presses. So these are pulling oil out. We built our fuck shack here on some oil refineries, and so there are some oil deposits. So my Azure mains pump electricity into here to pull oil out, and then Nightmare harvests it and puts it in our guild chest. And so anything we put in this chest, we can access from any base that has one of these chests. And it's great. It is. It's trying to find the... That's what I always told my kids is, you know, life's not so much about being happy. It's just finding the right level of contentment that keeps you from walking into the lake. I'm a good dad. Yeah, I don't know if they're... I think you might be able to connect to, like, this server with Xbox. I'm not 100% sure, actually. Yeah, this is our, like, little friend group server, so everybody's got a different base. So this is, again, this is like the Bang base on this island, so you can see it here. And then my main base is all the way down here. And I have kind of 4 bases right next to one another. So this is my main base. Can I travel? No. Let's go see my main base. So let's travel. Yes, this is my... I got a few of the, I got like item drops turned up. We don't really have a ton of, what? Oh. My roof fell apart. Why did my roof fall apart? No, my stairs didn't also fall apart. Why did my roof fall apart? So we have, typically structures decay over time. We have structure decay turned off. Just because people don't necessarily have the ability to log in constantly. They should just auto-feed themselves. Like this base runs like a finely tuned machine. Except for old boy over there staring at a rock. I don't know what he's doing. He's fine. He does his own thing. I do really like the music in this game. I love the boss battle music. I'll go fight one in a second. Show you guys what I'm talking about because it is really, really good. I gotta fix this roof though. Are you kidding me? So this is annoying. And it does this all the time. The building's still not perfect. Still not worked out. See? Let's do it. So what I have to do is I have to build a damn wall there. And then turn my roof this way. And then do that. That is horseshit. But we do what we gotta do. Do you have a ghost in your house, Allison? Like legit? Overlaps S. Who's in there? I need to hear the story about the ghost if you have a ghost. I built stairs like a dummy. I swear up in it. So we live in my aunt's old house. So when I moved back from Richmond, my aunt, excuse me. So my aunt had a really nice double wide, and she had passed away, and it had sat like derelict for like 2 years. And so when I moved back, I told my grandparents, I said, "Hey, I'm going to fix that house up. I'm going to finish the house payment on it. You cool with me living in it?" Because it was, I mean, nobody was living. It was this place was unlivable. My aunt had gotten on drugs real bad. They had done a lot of damage to it, and then it sat empty for 2 years. And she had a boyfriend that like broke in the door and lived out here. It's a whole big thing. I told her, I said, "Hey, I'll fix it up, and then that way, when we're done with it, when I'm done with it, it will be livable for her kids." And they didn't really have any interest in fixing anything up or whatever. So, and it had some bad memories for me, so I don't blame them. And I wish when I decided that, somebody had taken like 3 steps back and ran and punched me square in the mouth. Because turning this meth house into a meth home has just about killed me. But we got it. It's nice. It's warm. It's 4 walls and a roof. And it's a really nice little double wide. But like I said, she passed away, and I'm pretty certain that I saw her the other day. And is this like on fire? What is happening with this? Do you see this like having smoke coming off of it? I guess that's about to break too. Well, not if I have anything to say about it. How do you feel about that? What about the back? Yeah, some of you are acting like you're going to break too. WTF? We used to go ghost hunting, so we'd go. I've been all over the tri-state area, different graveyards and abandoned schools. We used to go up to Frozen Creek in Breathitt County when that was still a thing before the whatever logging company kind of destroyed it. Frozen Creek was if anybody's not familiar, Frozen Creek was like a tenement school back in the 30s, 40s, maybe later on than that. But it was up on the hilltop in Breathitt County. Well, they were given tornado warnings at one point, and so they took all the kids into the basement of the auditorium because tornadoes were about to hit. But what ended up happening instead was a cloud burst over top, and the rain came down so hard and heavy and washed down from the hills that it trapped a bunch of people. It trapped a bunch of people in the basement, and a bunch of kids drowned, a bunch of faculty drowned. It was you can look it up. We used to go up there when some of the buildings were still standing, and we would ghost hunt. We'd take a voice recorder, and we'd take a digital and a film camera, and we thought we were real shit. Never got anything. Never. I don't believe in ghosts. I don't. I love being scared though, and I like bumps in the night. I mean, if you guys have listened to the podcast, I'm pretty vocal about my skepticism. Yeah, Waverly, I think, is so commercial now, you know? There's a theory in maybe it was a ghost house. Maybe somebody wanted you to sit up, talk, bear witness to the ghost convo. Oh, I got more hexalite. Let's make hexalite. Start that, and I probably need to make food for these bastards at some point. Did you get scratched by something, or did you get scratched by like a door frame?
Huh.
Oh, this is my ranch. It's for some of my guys. Oh, he's popping out an egg. Now he popped out an egg. This one's not dead. It's cooling the food box, by the way. He's smacking you for all the incest and murder talk. Good Lord. Morgan, what is wrong with you? My sweet summer child. What has happened over here? Oh, they've cut down all the trees. That's what's going on. This is my mining base. By the way. These are my dig toises. My turtle squad. Mining away. Pals yearn for the mines. It's common knowledge. Without the promise of a hard day's work and a meager night's gruel, they turn quickly to idle frivolities and their genitals. This is my base. Yeah. Someone called it 10 times. Let's see. Colton said, no, there was nothing. Then we went to sleep because we spent the night there, and then we got up, pulled my shirt, and had scratches all of a sudden. It was just me and my friends there. We kept hearing banging coming from the dungeon. We tried to go to sleep, and people running and talking in the attic. It's amazing, Johnny. It's so good. That's terrifying. Colton, so we went, the only place I've ever been, and I'm plugging the podcast like crazy, but I talked about this on a couple episodes of the podcast. So the only place I've ever been has made me stop. That has made me go, okay, there might be something to this afterlife stuff. I'm not spiritual. I'm not religious. It's just not me. I do not fault anybody that believes that. Everybody has to have their own beliefs. Everybody's faith or lack thereof or what is personal. I don't fault anybody for what they believe. I don't try not to judge people for it. No one knows who's right. At the end, we'll figure it out. But the only place I've ever been that's made me stop and go, okay, I think there's something to this, was Point Pleasant, West Virginia. And Point Pleasant is a just terrifying place. It's a nice little place. It's a nice little town, but the Low Hotel in Point Pleasant, West Virginia is it's just eerie, man. Like, we've stayed there, I've probably stayed there a total of about 10 nights across 3 different trips. We went out to TNT area hunting the Mothman. That's where I saw a shadow run across an under trail, like a brush covered under trail, when he was standing in one of those giant, if any of you guys have not been inside the giant cement igloos where they would store explosives and test explosives in the TNT area, Point Pleasant, West Virginia, I suggest you make the travel. Make the trek and stand in one of those things alone, bury yourself before the dark world of Point Pleasant, and listen to, you can hear your own heartbeat, man. It's crazy. Mothman's real, bro. The hotel's crazy. And the owner was so sweet and so drunk the last time we were there. How do I think the Mothman is very much probably a sandhill crane. It's creepy though. I love the stories. I think it's somebody probably made something up, and then a lot of other people wanted to also make something up to feel important, and then continued to make things up. Now, the Men in Black and those things, I mean, it also could have been some type of, government testing, right? Probably, I mean, that's what UFOs are, right? 99.99999% of UFOs are actually, UFO means unidentified flying object. It doesn't mean alien. It's just the term UFO now has come to mean alien, right? But UFO was never meant to say, hey, this is some extraterrestrial object. It was just meant to say, hey, this is something up in the air and we're not quite sure what it is immediately. So, I don't know. I'm very skeptical about all that stuff. Very skeptical about all that stuff. I don't think it's real, but I love the pursuit of it. We got my son a Mothman stole my catalytic converter shirt. And that is the peak of human comedic ingenuity. Tried to mute my mic for a second. Well, I'm about out of food. Gonna make some food. Gonna make some jam-filled buns. Jam-filled buns. The Hail Your Goblins 2 is fantastic. So, does everybody know the story of the Hail Your Goblins? My mother was the postmaster at Hail Your Post Office for, I don't know, going on like 15 years. You want to get some jam-filled buns, Johnny? I know a couple of hollers you could probably get lost in. Come out pretty jam-filled. Indian Creek Double Quick, Old Blackford County Jail in Indiana, place where we spent the night and I got scratched at. Oh, that's cool. Oh yeah, absolutely, Alice. Absolutely. No, but the Low Hotel in Point Pleasant, that's been the only place that I've ever gotten anything on a voice recorder that I couldn't explain. That there was nothing I could look at or identify and go, okay, that's what that was. Yeah, I'm pretty empirical. I like to think I'm pretty empirical. That's what my degrees and my background are in. I got I got one degree in molecular, cellular, and microbial biology, and I have another degree in chemical biology. I've worked in healthcare for a long time. I was infection preventionist for a long time. A lot of stuff I do is very scientific, very empirical. So I like to think I have a pretty empirical mind. The Low Motel just beat that shit right out of me. Just nope. You ain't explaining this away, fat boy. That's what the Low Motel did to me. It was terrifying. I need to send these guys off on something. Or do I need some of them? I don't know. I forgot when I got distracted by idle conversation. But no, we got buddy of mine swore he got pushed down the stairs. And then they got like a fourth. So there were three of them that were kind of going through and exploring. We got the okay to kind of walk around and explore the hotel, after dark, after about 10 p.m. And so our room that we stayed in, they were split. So on one side there was like a king size bed and a rocking chair and something. Then on the other side there was a a bathroom, and then through the bathroom you'd go in the other room. There were two queens, or two twin beds in there. And so two of my buddies and my buddy's wife went through the hotel taking pictures, and I stayed in our room, the big room with the king size bed, because it was supposedly the site where people would witness this boat captain, or this old lady. It was an old lady that would sit in the rocking chair. The boat captain was on the 4th floor. Yeah. So we were on the 2nd floor. Our room was on the 2nd floor. There was a 3rd floor, and then from the 3rd floor there was like a partial 4th floor that's a ballroom. And there were stories of a boat captain that people would see in the ballroom, because Point Pleasant is on the Ohio River. Point Pleasant at one time was a fairly bustling port city on the Ohio River. And so there were a lot of, people would come through, stop, refuel their boats or whatever have you, stop, sell things, buy things, hang out, stay for a couple nights in the low hotel. And so there was this boat captain people would see up there. Well, while I'm sitting in the room by myself with a night vision camera focused on the rocking chair, and I just constantly feel like there's something across, and I'm sitting in pitch black, because you have to, right? If you're looking for a ghost, you got to sit in the dark. Ghosts aren't going to come out in the light, right? You got to make the atmosphere, you have to prime the atmosphere to be as fucking terrifying as possible to get ghosts to come out. It's essentially, it's the same thing as chumming for sharks. You got to get shit spooky, which is also, a key priming mechanism of making our minds see things and hear things, because we're priming ourselves for an experience. And so any little thing that happens, we're going to immediately kind of attribute that to something, rather than, be empirical or skeptical about it. That's another conversation. But I'm sitting there, and I'm just feeling like, I know in my heart of hearts there's something across the room looking at me. But I do not turn the camera over. I didn't look over. I didn't want to do it at all. Didn't want to do any of that. So I just sat there, focused on the rocking chair, waiting for Mamaw to show up. Well, after about 35 minutes, the door to the room flies open. Here comes my other buddy, and his wife. They are all pale. She's crying, like weeping. She's clenching a Bible. She's like, I don't want to be here anymore. I don't want to be here anymore. I'm like, you calm down. What happened? And one buddy is so pale he can't really talk, and the other one's who is a little more skeptical, kind of like me. He was like, man, I don't know what the hell happened. Jeremiah said he got pushed. He goes, but we just fell downstairs. I said, what? I said, dear God, we're going to get kicked out of this place. And so we talked for a few minutes, and then I said, well, did you take pictures? And they took the film camera. For those of you that are younger and may not know what a film camera is, it's, you used to put little canisters of film in, and you'd wind it up, and you'd take a picture with flash and whatnot. It wasn't digital. You had a physical film camera, and then you'd take it down to Rite Aid, and you'd get it developed, and they'd develop it in a week. They'd look through all your pictures and laugh at whatever, very personal, private moments you had, and then you get it back. So we had one of those, and I said, well, did you take the voice recorder? He said, yeah, we took the voice recorder. So let's hear it. So I want to listen to it back. So we started listening to it. And after a few, you can hear him kind of going through the hotel, taking pictures. Tiffany's whimpering. And then you hear them start to go up these kind of half stair to the ballroom. And you hear the steps, you hear their footsteps on the stairs. You hear, Tiffany obviously whimpering. You hear a few other people saying things. And then you hear the camera, that kind of sound of a film camera taking pictures. And so and then the of it kind of winding up. And so it's that a couple times. You hear the footstep, footstep, and then everything's real quiet. And then you hear a fourth voice, just as clear as day, on that recording. A fourth voice say the words, back away. But it's like real low, raspy, you know, it's ghoulish shit. It's back away. You know, kind of like that. If you guys could hear that. And then you hear them tumble. Hey, it's my boy. Riley, I'm telling the story of the Low Hotel. Riley's been to the Low Hotel. Joe knows has. Telling the story of when Jeremiah and Chris got the ghost on EVP. What'd you think of the Low Hotel, Riley? Yeah, it was terrifying. Me and Elizabeth took the kids of this. It was me, my wife, my daughter, and our son, and then my niece went up. That was the last time we went. That was when Erica took her tarot cards and they got flipped over while we were out of the room. Now, I'm still pretty certain that one of the kids did that, and they're not telling us, but the kids swear up and down they didn't flip the tarot cards over. But I'm pretty certain the kids flipped the tarot cards over. Let's see. I got my good Krojiro, didn't I? Yeah. And it had good stats. Alright. So we're going to power up this Krojiro here. Yeah, the low Hotel in Point Pleasant, West Virginia is the only thing that has ever made me question my skepticism, if briefly. Yeah, it is. I think it's temporarily closed down right now. I don't know. Let's see. Let's see. So, Low Hotel. Point Pleasant. Yeah, it's temporarily closed right now. And I think they got closed due to some fire issues. There's some fire ordinances they weren't up to date on, and they closed them down. All right, let's go over here. So Colton, when you guys went to, if you're still there, when you guys went to the prison, what was the reason? You just wanted to go see something spooky, or? So we're condensing all these extra ones into this one because it powers them up, makes his stuff better. And there's 4 different levels of it. So the first level I condensed 4 of them. Second level I'm doing 16. And then for the third level there's 32. For the fourth level I condensed 64 of them in there. So you have to breed like 118-ish to get them fully condensed. I'm going to keep those. Nah. Be alright, I'm breeding 90 more of these things, so we'll be alright. Me and my friend go to places like that all the time and basically ghost hunt, just try to get something to happen. That place is the most haunted place I've ever been. I want to go back so bad. $300 a night for 3 people. We thought about doing a night at Waverly Hills. What I would love to do is one Halloween. I'd like to do it this Halloween, and we've talked about it. I would love to do a live podcast episode from Waverly Hills and do Waverly Hills has nerds. Or Waverly Hills have nerds. Or Waverly Hills has nerds. That's Point Pleasant, more where the Mothman is. And the best thing about going to Point Pleasant is driving from Pikeville to Point Pleasant is hitting up Hillbilly Hot Dogs on the way, because that place is awesome. Sanitarium in West Virginia? I don't know. Oh, the Trans-Allegheny Lunatic Asylum. Yeah, Trans-Allegheny Lunatic Asylum. Right? Yes, Haley, Hillbilly Hot Dogs is the place you eat in the bus. It's so good. Oh my gosh. Riley, if you're still here, it's so good, isn't it? Alright, so I have a bunch of Pal Souls, and we're going to boost his health, attack, and defense with them, but I need to synthesize about 7 more of these little ones. So let's take his attack as far as I can take it. Boom. Handstand. The only thing spooky that really happened at Waverly was me and my friend was at the bottom of the body chute tunnel and heard something raspy, like say a name that me and my friend used to call each other. Dude, Hillbilly Hot Dogs is so good. So good. I definitely have enough to fully condense this guy. Because I only do these 3. I don't worry about work speed because he's going to be a combat fella. I don't think Riley's still here.
Nope.
Now, if you've never made the trek to Hillbilly Hot Dogs, you need to just to check it. They're so good. It's a little expensive. I mean, it's not that bad. It's just hot dogs, right? But I just don't need 10. So letting Frost Stallion use the Cold Crusher to condense souls. Crown Plaza too. Probably, I think everywhere has to. It's almost has an almost everywhere that's a slightly old has an obligatory ghost story. Haley. Yes, they have nothing but specialty hot dogs, pretty much, Morgan. Dude, they're so good. Look them up. Like, let's see, is there a way for me to show? Let's see. No, it's not going to do it, is it? Not gonna do it. Hey, there I am. Yeah, Bubby, they're one of those places. I think it was featured on Diners, Drive-Ins, and Dives. And then they have a food challenge. My son really wants to do it. Do their you have like an hour to eat this like 8-pound hot dog or something like that. It's crazy. Oh yeah, it's so cool, Haley. The basement of Virgie School has always creeped me out. I remember going down there while I was in middle school, and I felt uneasy immediately. And that was in the middle of the day. Oh yeah. Yeah, we used to hang out there, Al. So when I went to Virgie, we did these like science athlete. I can't remember what it was called, but it was like a science competition where you said it almost like a science fair, but like an upgraded science fair, like a science mathlete thing. I can't remember what it was called. But they put us in teams, and me and the girl I was paired with would hang out down there with a couple other girls that were doing their stuff, and we were, we'd get out of classes. We were in 8th grade, so it was pretty much just, go do what you want, just don't cause trouble. So we'd go down there and hang out and do our science stuff, and ours was like some kind of blind study over what type of genes people preferred. Basically, it was dumb. But yeah, just even in the middle of the day, it was terrifying down there. And you'd hear things. And it was probably pipes knocking, right? But you'd hear stuff. Yeah. Colton said, and the first time I went, my friends seen my doppelganger. We was all walking together, and I quietly slipped away and went to the balconies and walked and planned on coming out in front of them to scare them. And when I popped around back to be in front of them, they started freaking out because they said they literally just turned to talk to me. Then I walked out in front of them, and they said whatever it was looked identical to me. Same height, body style, everything. Yeah, that's fine. That's fine, they're spaced out. That's creepy, dude. That's creepy. I don't know. I'm open. Like, I'm very open, right? Like I want to see a ghost. There's a really great parapsychologist by the name of C.J. Spiller. I think it's C.J. Spiller. See if I can remember his name. Yeah, C.J. Romer, not C.J. Spiller. I think C.J. Spiller's in the NFL. C.J. Romer. And he, his wife, or I think maybe girlfriend, works for the Center for Psychical Research, which is a legit, like, parapsychology institution. Like, they get government funding, they do all the things, right? They are legitimate. They're basically what, if MK Ultra was on the up and up, they'd be the people running MK Ultra, But his wife redid about 8 years ago a not parapsychological, but basically a paranormal census, where they were basically going door to door asking people, hey, have you ever seen a ghost? Tell us your ghost story. And then they started empirically kind of deviating through those things. Oh yeah, at 3 o'clock it's going to get real spooky up in here. That's why I need to not play Palworld right now and go play Phasmophobia. Nope, I don't play those by myself because I get scared. But his wife redid a census of like 2,000 to 3,000 people. I think they had, or maybe even more than that. But they had done this census before, back in like the early 1900s. The Center for Psychical Research has been around that long. I think this was actually in the late 1800s they did it. And they were essentially trying to figure out what are the the typical variables within a ghost sighting. What things are, what match in everybody's stories, right? And so what they found were, or what they're looking for to find they had a word, and I cannot remember the word forever. It was not a verifiable haunting, but there's another word for it. And so, essentially, for those hauntings, there were a few parameters that had to be met. One, the person couldn't have been like just waking up from sleep or just going to sleep, because that is a very prime time to hallucinate. I don't know how many of you guys have ever been so tired you lay your head on the pillow and it sounds like somebody hollers your name. That's happened to me a million times. So they cut that out. Any time somebody was talking about that, well, we can't guarantee that wasn't a hallucination, so we're backing that off. One, it had to be witnessed by more than one person. Two, it couldn't be in a the person couldn't be inebriated or otherwise had been priorly under the influence of some type of substance. And what they found through that were that most hauntings that they, once they eliminated all the obvious, oh, it's probably this, it's probably that. Once they eliminated that, most they don't occur at like 3 a.m. They occur like in the middle of the day, and most weren't like visions of the dead. They were what Colton described, this kind of vision of someone, almost this kind of psychical projection, where people were, see, not quite deja vu, but like, say Colton, you and I are sitting in a room and we're talking, and somewhere down the street, and then we're sitting in the room and talking, and then we look up and we see Haley and Allison, or just Allison or whoever, run through Haley runs through in a clown costume and then just kind of disappears. And we're like, what's going on? Meanwhile, what we don't know is that, down the street somewhere, Haley is getting ready to go to an audition for clown college and has, had something happen that, while she was putting on her clown outfit, that made her have to run out. And so we saw almost like a projection of something happening, or a projection of someone. And that when they're talking about yeah. But when they're talking about like verifiable hauntings, or hauntings that have, I cannot remember the word they use. It's a very specific word. Essentially, hauntings that have some substance, substantive hauntings. Those are what this census is finding more often, that a haunting is more than likely this kind of psychical projection. And they're not actually saying, oh, this is what a haunting is definitively. They're just saying these are the ones that we can't explain this. They're verified by several people. They're in the middle of the day. Nobody's half asleep. Nobody's dog tired from work. Nobody's drunk. A bunch of people are seeing these same things. And that stuff to me is super interesting, because that kind of ties into, everything's electrical, right? Like our body, we are meat that runs on electricity, right? Anytime you get in your car, anytime you use your phone, anytime you're watching TV, that is because there are waves. There is energy being sent out that is invisible to us, but is being interpreted by a device in a certain space, right? So we're sending stuff from place A to place B. It is invisible. It is unwitnessable to the naked eye, and we run on electricity. We run on that invisible energy, so to speak. So it makes sense that our brains in some form or fashion may be able to pick up those invisible signals in some way, or are sending out signals in some way. Now, I'm not a neuroscientist.
Huh.
Yeah, I feel like more. I know. I'm more of the science fair. Let's use a potato to turn on a light bulb. That's more me rather than the sophisticated radio transistor. But yeah, and so that to me seems more plausible, that there is a way that we are somehow subliminally, subconsciously communicating on like an electromagnetic level, which I think is just neat, right? Because I don't think it's spirits. I don't think it's the dead coming back. First off, like, being a ghost sounds awful. Like, I would not wish being a ghost on my worst enemy. Especially not if ghosts are cognizant. If this is an intelligent haunting, right? Like, if I was a ghost, my aunt, for example, I really hope my aunt is not a ghost. Not because I'm scared that there's a ghost here, but because what hell must that be for her? Especially if she's cognizant. If you're able to exist, but you are existing ethereally, or in an ethereal plane where you can't interact with people, but you're seeing them, you can hear them, you can't directly interact, only through these small kind of, not microaggressions, but these small little like micro interactions every now and then that we equate as bumps in the night. But that's her existence. If hauntings are intelligent, that is hell. Right? That is so sad. Especially, when you hear stories of old castles with knights from the turn of the century, right? Or from the like the 700s or whatever, these Arthurian knights, these old English knights that haunt castles, or these ladies in waiting that are haunting castles. Like, they've been there for hundreds upon hundreds of years. Like, that's terrifying to think that kind of limbo or purgatory exists, or whatever it is, Like, I don't want that for my family. I want them to either die and be done, which is my personal belief as to what happens, is that we die and that's it. We're done. Or if there is an after, or if there is a heaven or hell, I hope they move on. Not be locked in the mortal world, unable to, truly interact. Where's my little frog? I need to try him out. Yeah. This is my frog. Oh, he can do something. Oh, he throws me up in the air. That's cute. So his other hauntings are, cognizant and intelligent, and then that's hell, or they're not, and it's just something being replayed, and then why worry about it? It's not something we can interact with. Anybody familiar with stone tape theory? So does the Bible say that they're cognizant though, like they're cognizant walking around, or that they're just kind of dead in like a stasis? Like how does the Bible account for that? And that's a genuine question. I'm not trying to poke any holes in it. But yeah, I mean that's another thing though, Allison. Like, thinking about, oh, my aunt. I like to think my aunt's here with us, or if my mom passes away, I like my mom's here with me, that she's looking down on me or saying, well, that's sweet when like we dodge a traffic accident, but when we're trying to rub one out in the shower before work, do I I hope my mom's watching? Like, you know what I mean? Like, you get a few moments of peace in the bathtub after a long day. Do you really want to think like, somebody's staring at you? How many hours do I have on this game, Johnny? I think 300 and some, probably. I had 200 before we started playing again, and I know I've put a few hundred into it, or at least 100 into it since we've been playing. Yeah, pretty much, man. You just gotta prep them like, please, Papa, don't look. Don't look. Papa, I've had a hard week. Okay? I need you to not judge what I'm about to pull up on my phone. Like, it's a lot. Oh, what was I going to do? Oh, yeah, I was continuing to empower him. Can we... Yep. He is maxed. Dude, I have so many pal souls. I can max out somebody else, too. Look at him, 1200 attack at level 32. We're going to go let him kill something. Yeah, it's terrible. Like, I think people that really, really buy into the whole, like, there are ghosts all around us at all time, don't think about it critically, I guess. That's what I'm saying. Like, it's awful. That's what I'm saying, Bubby. Like, being aware as a ghost sounds like hell. That is so awful. But I think anybody that really buys into the intelligent haunting theory, sometimes, like, I feel like it falls apart once you start really critically thinking about it, that these things are like, why would you wish that on somebody? I don't think of ghosts being around so scared of much. I mean, listen, I am 6'3". I'm a 320-pound man. I have worked a lot of blue-collar jobs. I've worked in the mines. I was a bouncer for a long time. I boxed. I played D1 football. I'm a big dude, right? I'm a big dude. I have dealt in a lot of violent circles in my life, right? I reach into the room and turn the light on before I walk in. Okay? I do not believe in ghosts, but I'm scared of the dark. Like, I get it. And not so much that we're scared of the dark, is we're scared of what can hide in the dark. It's self-preservation. We're going to let Krojiro fight this thing. So I'm going into a boss right now. Let's see. Right there. Oh, he's asleep. They're all asleep. I can't do this. Look at it. Look at it sleeping. Look. He's so sleepy. We're going to leave him like we're not going to fight this one. Yeah, it's not so much that you're scared of the dark itself. You're scared of what the dark can hide. And that's evolutionary defense mechanism right there. That's the reason that when you open the cupboard to get a cup and there's a small black spot in there, you kind of jump back, because every single bit of your animal brain is telling you, hey, that could be dangerous. Spiders are venomous. Venom can kill us. You've been hardwired for that evolutionarily over millions and millions of years. And so your brain, before it can recognize what it is, it recognizes it is threat shaped. So you jump back. And then you realize, oh, it's a piece of fuzz. Right? But it's your ancestors who were more careful survived to then bang and then produce offspring that inherited traits that caused them to be more careful. Right? And so it led to you. Everyone in this chat is the result of the winners of an evolutionary arms race. So congratulations to your ancestors for producing. Yep, he saw that. His dad just faces on my time doing anything. It's like, bro, are you watching me? Yeah. Maybe undead Liam Payne is omniscient and can just see everything. Let's go to this Elfidrin. I don't feel as bad about fighting the Elfidrin. One time I don't turn the lights, I hear Bubby whisper, hello, Bubby. Why don't you subscribe to the channel? Comes to work here or something, I literally get his pew pew and sweep the house. Oh, there's a meteorite descending. Let's see. There it comes. Look. Look. Over here, check that out. It landed right in the middle of this place. Oh, look, the Xenovaders. The alien pals. The Free Pal Alliance. Alright, Kojiro, do your thing. There you go. Oh, get him with your stick. Yeah. Go. Get him. He is death. Look upon him and no fear, for he is dead. Look upon your sovereign and tremble, ne'er-do-wells. I can't kill him. God, if he is like to personally apologize. Make that post on Twitter, Allison. Just personally apologize to Liam Payne for everything he sees in your room at night. Don't explain it any further than that. Just say, I'd like to take this moment to personally apologize to Liam Payne for what he witnessed in my room on the evening of January 11th. These meteorites are rare. Crab's night. Did you get them? Did you get them all? Look at you. You got them. Come here. Come here. Who's your good boy? Get pet. Who's your good boy? Yes, you are. You're the best. Yeah. You did good. You killed all the bad people. I don't know if they're bad or not. They're just opposers. So. Oh, wait. I didn't get this little Mao out of the crate. Let's let you out. I heard Raw Dog and had to say something stupid. I think I would cry. I mean, I think so, Bubby. Like, the end game for this game. So right now, you got to keep in mind that the game is in early access. One. And we don't necessarily know if this is going to be the end game for the game, right? Like, this is the end game for what we have. But we don't know if this is going to be the end game. But right now, there's a ton of replay value. So, you know, the end game currently is doing with this PAL, with Krojiro, what I just did. It's getting PALs, breeding them to have the best passives, getting good IVs on them, and then leveling them up. But there are tower bosses. So fly up. Come on, Frostallion. Yeah. So you can see up there on that hill where my reticle is, there's a tower. And then over there, there's a tower. There is a tower. And then there's a tower. Each of those towers are bosses. Those are like the story progression bosses. There are bosses all over the map. So like every single one of these little circles, like this Elfidrin I'm next to, like this is a like overworld boss. This guy right here. As you can see up in the top of the screen. Oh, he's got really good IVs too. So those are world bosses. But there are, you know, like that penguin I went to, so there are bosses you have to go into their arenas to fight. There are legendaries. So Jetragon, there's a legendary right here. There's two legendaries up here, Palladius and Necromus. And then there's Frostallion here, and they're legendaries. And you can re-catch them. That's the only way to get the good stuff on them. And then there are oil rigs. So these. And they're like fighting the bad guys. And that's how you get the schematics to make the best gear, is go to the oil rig. So it's a level 30 oil rig, level 55 oil rig. And then there's where's that? Right here. Level 60 oil rig. And that one is still kicking my ass. I think some tuning stuff still needs to happen. Because like I'm level 60, I have fully condensed pals. I have a team of completely leveled up. I have really good armor and stuff. Like I should be able to do that. But I can't. Because it's just overwhelming. But those tower bosses, back to the tower bosses, once you clear all of them, and there are 7 of them, you then unlock the ability to do them on hard mode, and they drop cosmetic items, new hats and things, and then and better loot. And then you also unlock the raids, so there are raids, and I can actually go do a raid. Let's let Krojiro kill this Elfidrin. And I'll show you guys a raid.
Yeah.
Get him.
Oh yeah. He's gonna eat him up. With his stick. No, Krojiro. I'll show you guys a raid. Catch up on chat. So where the hell's my base? Where am I at? I need to go this way. There's my base. Excuse me. Bubby, do not put Daddy's cum dumpster or whatever the hell you were going to put on your forehead. Good Lord. No amount of money is worth that. Look at my Celestia up here. Look at it. Why are you sleeping here? You have beds. Like, look at this. They have beds. They have giant beds. Alright, let me catch up with chat. If I went into a dark room and I heard Raw Dog had to say something stupid. Allison was targeted. You have every reason to do it. You know you want the sweet potato. Bubby's going to be in my nightmare tonight in a maid's costume with a tramp stamp saying, if you enjoy the stream, why don't you leave us a follow? Bubby said, oh, and also, if you guys are having fun, you can subscribe to the Hills Have Nerds on YouTube if you haven't. We're aiming to try to do more stuff on YouTube. Mostly it's just streaming, and then we have reposts of the podcast episodes here. But and we have a new podcast episode dropping in 2 days on the 14th. All about what we are excited for that's releasing in 2025. Bubby saying all these slogans is just all our sleep paralysis, dude. It's my wet dream. Jesus. Right? It's a good spot for a base, Catfish. It's really nice. Now we got raids turned off in this one, like bases being raided. We have that because they've been buggy and ain't nobody got time to deal with that. But in our first game, we didn't have them turned off, and this spot never got raided. I don't know why. A raid never happened here. How you doing tonight, Catfish? Build a summoning altar down here. Trying to do it right. So there are two types of raids in the game. There are bosses that you raid that you have to build a summoning altar for. You have to be in a base, and they are meant to be taken on by a base full of pals. Gonna give the whole show with the chef's kiss if you're gonna solicit subscription. So this is a summoning altar, and you collect pieces for the different raid bosses. And so I'll just do a little one. I think I could do the libero. So back here. Let's see where you at. So there's 4 different raid bosses. There's Bella Noir. There's Bella Noir Libero. Blazamut Ryu, and then, or Blazamut, however you want to pronounce that, and then Xenoloord. That one, the Blazamut Ryu is level 55. It's a little tough. I don't know if I want to try that one, but the Libero is not too bad. I can solo that. And then there are Ultra versions of these. Really? Yeah, when we had raids turned on, we never got raided in this spot. It was weird. I tried the base Xenoloord raid earlier today by myself, and it beat the shit out of me. I need many, many, many more beefed up pals. Like what you saw we did to Kojiro, I need about 30 more of those. Or the guys I play on the server with need to get their stuff. Yeah, Catfish, you got here just we've been talking about ghosts and mental health and pals, and if ghosts are cognizant, then what kind of hell must that be to sit and have to watch us all the time? It depends, Bubby. It depends on what you have it set at. You know, if they come in and they destroy all your shit, then it's going to be real hard to recover. If they if they destroy everything you have, I mean, it also kind of depends on how far along you are, right? So if where I'm at right now, if something came in and wiped my base out and I couldn't recover any of my items, I don't know if I'd turn the game back on. Well, I wasn't going to tell him about that, Haley, but sure. Out of context, let's just throw that out there. We talked about that. Have no context for it at all, just those topics. Welcome to the stream, and I apologize. All right, so when I summon this guy, I can have all my good powerful pals out. So I'm going to keep Knocklem on me because he has an active ability that I want to be able to activate, and he won't activate it himself. The whole stream has been a wonderful, wonderful time, and I appreciate you guys hanging out with me tonight. So we're going to put these dudes out. My Bronze Cherry, Palladius. Is that my good Palladius? Yes. Soothsayer, Sylvages. And I think the Libero I can take with just these guys. We'll throw Kojiro out. I'm pretty sure he's going to get killed, but we'll throw him out. I think I can take the Libero with just these guys. I don't think I need more. But I could put up to, at least on our server. Now you can change the settings, so I can put up to 15 pals out in this base. But these are all my heavy hitters that I've got set up. And 2 of them went over there to mine. So we'll see how this goes. Knock them out. I'm going to put the Bellanor Libero slab in the base. And then summon Powerful Pal. And then you get this pop-up when you go to summon it. It says if you summon a powerful boss at your base, there's a chance that all structures in your base will be destroyed and all pals on base will be incapacitated. Proceed with the summoning. Yep. Oh, there it is. It's summoned. And we're going to see if they kill it. Yeah, they're doing work too. Now this one's cool because it has phases. So it starts out, you can see up the top, it starts out as a dark type. They just froze the shit out of it. It starts out as a dark type, and then when she hits low health, she's going to switch to an ice type because dark is weak to dragon, but ice is strong against dragon. So they set them up like that. It's, you know, it's not the most complex thing in the world, but it's just neat that you have to plan for that with your party. Now, like I said, she's only level 50, so this raid's not too bad, and my guys are beefed all to hell. And I can help them. So sure. But they're going to make quick work out of it anyway. Yeah. No, Catfish, please don't go. I don't know where Johnny is. He hasn't spoken yet. Look at little Kojiro. Oh, he's hungry. They're hungry. And one of mine's completely starved. So vaguely, yeah. Nope, he died. He's starving. Oh, I should have put food down for him to eat. I might not kill this thing. They may starve to death. They're so righteous. Turn on his guardian mode again. Activate. Oh, Sylvages was my dragon, so he was doing the most damage, probably. Actually, if I had put out my whole base, this thing... Oh, God. Oh. That's So you'll see it here in a second. It should activate its second phase. Well, I have two. Right here it goes. It's going to freeze all of us. Yeah, right here. freezes us, turns to ice, heals some health, and then we go again. I have 3 pals completely starving. That is not good. No, bronze cherry. I'm gonna go put bronze cherries. Don't I have? No, ugh. This sucks. Wait, no, I might. No, I don't. Looking for pals I can throw out to help. I don't know what these things are sorted by right now. Don't traumatize me. Get out there, cryo lanes. Quiver. Ladies. Yeah, what'd you decide on for your stream? 4 hours? Oh my god, I think all my pals are gonna die. No, die! There we did it. We did it, I gotta put them up. Because they're starving to death. I love your stream, Bubby. They all died. Bless their hearts. Even little Krojiro. He was so young. We can fix that though. Not the young thing, but the dead thing. But that was a raid. And it gave me an egg that I can hatch the pal out of. Gave me a stout fruit. So this is an enhancement item I can use on a pal. So when you look at them and they have these IVs, those fruits work like the candies in Pokemon, or the medicine in Pokemon, the like protein, HP up, calcium, iron, that stuff, carbos. These work like that, so they raise their base IVs. So I have one right here that raises defense. Just go ahead and use it on Knockland.
Huh.
I'll be around for a little bit, Johnny. I'm probably gonna head to bed in an hour or two. I don't know where my son went. My son was in here, and then he effed off. Sounds good, Allison. My PAL team is starving. Oh, it's because Kojiro's out. So what I can do is I can take my little dead guy here and put him in my base. Dead. And somebody will come pick him up. I think Frost Stallion's gonna pick him up. You got him? Nope, you're just walking over him. It's good. Anybody gonna come pick him up? Somebody? Anybody? Well, sometimes they'll come pick them up, and they'll rather than me having to wait 10 minutes, and they'll carry them up to these like cryo chamber things, and it heals them immediately. Nope, he's just laying face down here, starving and incapacitated. Anybody gonna help poor Krochiro? Nope, we're just all working. Oh, capitalism has ruined you all. Oh, thanks, Catfish. If you enjoy nerdy content, push our podcast. I do a podcast with some buddies called The Hills Have Nerds. We talk all things nerd culture and nerd history. It's four dudes in our 30s talking about all the great nerdy stuff we like to get into. You can find us anywhere you find anywhere you get your podcast. And we're right here on YouTube as well. We appreciate you jumping in and checking it out. Don't be a stranger. Did they pick him up? Oh, they picked him up.
Huh.
Who's carrying him? Where'd they take him? They take him to a bed? Sometimes they do that, too. Somebody has picked him up. And I don't know who picked him up. What is going on? Where's Krojiro? He's gone. Alright, we're just going to throw him in. Let him heal normally. Because obviously they have no interest in actually picking him up and doing anything with him. Thank you. I really want to redo it. I like the layout and the pals get around in it really well, but I really want it to be bigger and I don't know, like more imposing, I guess. So I have that base and then this base, this ranch. So I have three bases kind of next to each other, interconnected, and I want to build something that overarcs between the three and connects them a little better. You know, there's my team of turtles. Team of mining turtles. Here's my team of mining turtles. Work until they pass out for the man.
Huh.
This is my farm. Let's see, do I have did any of my pals make it through? Palladius did. Frost Stallion did. These guys did not. Bless their hearts. Poor Krojiro. Got wrecked by a sniping blob out of camera. Dude, they have set, so you can set this thing to go to be like hardcore. So, you know, permadeath or perma-pal death. So if your pals die, you, if they die, they're dead, right? Like you can't res them, you gotta go get another one. But the game still, it's in early access. It's still got so many bugs. Like I don't understand how somebody could play on that. I wouldn't. It's not something that sounds particularly enjoyable to me. You know, I don't want to put 30, 40 hours into something and then, oh, I had a little glitch that made me fall through the world and I lost all of my pals and all of my shit. Huh? Yeah, we've eat pals. We survive on pals, so we got all kinds in the fridge over here. Yeah, so right now we're eating some minestrone, which is just that we got that from the farm. But let's see what else we got in the fridge. Yeah, we got some raw dew mud in the fridge. I did have some mammoth steaks in here, or mammoth steaks. So they've got into those. It's fun, Bubby. It's fun, man. So this is our motto over here. I didn't show you guys the motto. So here's our motto. Insolence will not be tolerated. It's kind of our live, laugh, love around here. They got all kinds of new stuff, Johnny. Like, this is my favorite thing, or one of, right here. It's a talent tree, or a research tree. So, like, handiwork here, all these nodes speed stuff up. So the first one increases handiwork speed by 10%. Yeah, it has controller support. My wife plays on her Steam Deck, so she plays on the TV. I prefer mouse and keyboard. I just feel like it gives me, gives me more control. But I'm a mouse and keyboard guy regardless. There's Bronze Cherry. I bring my Jet Dragon with me. Poor Kojiro. I can't believe nobody would carry him up to the thing. No insulin. Yeah. Dude, I've heard horror stories of. Well, that was. Did you? Anybody watch the Lisa Frank documentary on HBO or on Max? If you haven't, watch the Lisa Frank documentary on Max. It's amazing. It's so good. And for anybody that doesn't remember what Lisa Frank was, that was the, folders and stickers and stuff that were like super colorful. That had the dolphins and the rainbows all over them and little kittens and dogs and puppies. But there is a documentary on the rise and fall of Lisa Frank on HBO Max, and it is absolutely incredible. Cannot recommend it enough. All right. So let's see. I think what I need to do. We'll get you some food. Let's go ahead and go hatch my huge dark egg. Oh, you can see when I did the raid, it gave me a slab here for the ultra version of the raid. It did. I want to say in like 2015, sometime through there. It talks about it in the documentary. I can't remember exactly when. Oh shit! Workaholic, nice.
Huh.
Clear the old inventory out. I have so many of those. Yeah, they talk about that stuff in the documentary, and I can't remember exactly when it did. But there were, it was one of their ex-employees was talking about, the insulin was what made me think about it, was that he was denied breaks or fired because he had to take lunch at certain times, like specific certain time, so that he could, or because of his insulin, because of his diabetes. So a certain time each day, he had to take lunch so that he could, keep his blood sugar at a manageable level. and apparently he got fired because of that, because he wouldn't work through lunches. Oh, okay. You want to talk Palworld lawsuit and what I think about the Palworld lawsuit? Because I got some thoughts. So we gotta look at it in a couple different reference frames. One, this is not a copyright lawsuit. This is not a trademark lawsuit. This is a patent lawsuit. Two, the patents that they're going for, as far as we know, now I might be wrong on this, but as far as I know, the patents are they are for game mechanics. So one is using a sphere. So just for example, so let me find the PAL. So I got a PAL over here asleep. I have a sphere. One is for using a device in a digital space. We are in, this whole thing is a digital space. Using a device to capture an animal or capture a target, or it words it differently, to capture something, and then that using that same device to bring that target back out. So originally in Palworld, like my Jetragon here, if I hit E, I would throw the ball and he would come out. Now I don't do that anymore. As you can see, if I go to release my Jetragon, so old school Palworld, I'd throw a ball like that, and then my Pal would come out. But they've recently changed it to where now when I go to release him, my guy just does that little animation there. So just there, he pops out next to me, he comes out. So that's the primary patent that the lawsuit is over, is capturing something on a digital space, storing it within a digital space, and then pulling it back from that digital space. So again, over here we have the PAL box where all my PALs that I have caught are being stored. And there's actually the one that I caught there. I'll let him out, he can run around. So there's the little guy I just caught, woke up from his nap. He's going back to sleep. So that's the main patent. There's a couple other patents. The other one is about writing things. So writing the things you captured, and these are all patents that were filed, my understanding, based on Legends Arceus, that game. So on writing the things you captured, so I have my Jetragon here, I can ride him. So essentially it's a patent for mounts in a game. Now I don't know how many games you've played, but I've played a ton where mounts are a thing. It's not just Palworld. And the way the patent is worded, it's not going to apply to just Palworld. Like Nintendo could have sued, I don't know, everybody in the gaming industry over this stuff. And that's something to keep in mind. Nintendo could, if they wanted to sue, they could sue Blizzard, Activision Blizzard for mounts. ESO, like any game that has a mounting system, like something where you can get a mount. Red Dead Redemption, they could sue those based on these patents that they filed. Now, in American court, American court is very, very protective of parody law, or of use for parody and use for satire. Palworld, whether anybody wants to admit it or not, is a parody of Pokemon. This is taking the ideas of Pokemon and showing all the ugly realities of it, right? Like we all want to think, I caught my Pokemon and we're best friends and we hang out. Well, not everybody's going to use them for that. And Palworld is kind of the reality. And Pokemon has some sub stories that go into that stuff, but not like this. You know what I mean? Like Palworld is satire of Pokemon. Now it's a good functional game, and no one expected it to be this good ever. But it is parody. So there's a reason that this lawsuit was not filed in American courts, because American courts are very, very protective over parody, over use for parody. Now, Japanese patent courts and courts aren't so much that they tend to side with the patent holder 99 times out of 100. And a lot of that stuff, a lot of the like satire, free use, that stuff isn't so much on Japanese books, but they do a lot, like the communities do a lot of self-policing. Where, if somebody's using something harmlessly, companies tend to not do anything major. Now, Nintendo's got a different bit of a track record there. But there's a ton of people that Nintendo could sue. They absolutely could. And they don't, because that's kind of how it works. They just, if it's not threatening anything, we're okay. The next thing we got to take a look at is the timing of these lawsuits. What just happened to Pocket Pair a couple months ago, or a few months before the lawsuits happened? They went into a partnership with Sony, who is one of Nintendo's biggest, if not Nintendo's biggest competitor, Sony. Do I think these lawsuits would have been a thing if Pocket Pair had not partnered with Sony for merchandising? And they didn't partner with Sony outright. They partnered with a new thing that Sony built, which is like Sony Music and Media, which is solely built for purposes of like marketing, IP continuation, and like merchandising, right? So Sony didn't buy Pocket Pair. They built another company that's very similar, and I just watched a YouTube video on this earlier, and I'll link it. It's super interesting. Sony did a very similar thing to what Nintendo did when they picked up Pokemon and Creatures Inc., or when they picked up Game Freak, which is the studio that made Pokemon. Was that Sony took a different branch of themselves, a different subsidiary themselves. They made another company that was kind of, their sole purpose is to kind of be the middleman in the transaction. Their sole purpose is to kind of mediate the growth of Pocket Pair and Palworld's merchandising development. And then Pocket Pair. And those are the three companies that are involved in this kind of trio there. So Pocket Pair now has momentum. It's got all this, all this money behind it. Palworld made more money than Legends Arceus, I think. If not more, it made almost as much as. Like, it has made a Jesus amount of money. It's got Jesus money. So a big player like Sony steps in, and then it's, oh, okay, all right. So Sony wants a piece of the Pokemon pie. Sony doesn't have a Pokemon. Like, Palworld has gotten enough momentum behind it that Palworld could be, if played right, Sony's Pokemon. So on one hand, what the hell else is Nintendo going to do? Like, Pokemon is the largest IP in the world. The largest media franchise in the world. That is not hyperbole, that is truth. And so when you have something like this that has come out, because there's been a ton of Pokemon clones, Tim, Cassette Monsters, Nexomon, all the Digimon shit, like all of that. So many monster catchers that Nintendo just doesn't do anything to. Because they didn't partner with Sony. But now Pocket Pair has Sony money. And that's scary for Nintendo. especially when the largest IP in the world is yours, and you have something that it may not be like there may not be any general threat from Palworld. I do not think Palworld will ever de-seat Pokemon, but I kind of understand. See, Allison, but I kind of understand hey, they're not suing Pocket Pair because they are scared of Palworld or Pocket Pair. They're suing Pocket Pair because fuck Sony. Right? And so if they sue Pocket Pair and can fuck with Palworld and make it not as attractive for Sony to do something with, then that destabilizes that. Right? And that kind of cuts it off at the knees. It sucks, and I think it is in direct opposition to just the idea of a free market. But that, I think, is what's going on. Now, nobody knows for sure. The only people that know for sure are Nintendo's lawyers what's going on. And there is an injunction in the suit that we know that no one knows anything about. It has not been revealed, as far as I know. As of last time I looked into this, it has not been revealed what that injunction is. It could be something as simple as we want, we want you to change those mechanics, or it could be we want you to stop selling the game altogether. We don't know. That has not been revealed in arbitration. So the initial suit is for something super, super small. It's like $64,000, however much yen that is. It's like the suit is, they're essentially suing for the equivalent of 64,000 US dollars, which compared to the money power is nothing. Like, it's nothing. But if they settle, then it does a couple things. So, Nintendo's probably pulling this because of Sony, right? Like, Nintendo's probably doing this because Sony partnered with Palworld, but it still sets a dangerous precedent in gaming. Because it means that, one, these patents were filed after the fact. Palworld, again, has famously been in development for like 5 years. 6 years now. Legends Arceus, those patents, some of those patents they got were not filed, did not clear until this year. So they didn't file the suit until the patents were okayed. They should have never got the patents to begin with because they're worded crazy vaguely, and they can apply to a million different things. So now, if Palworld settles, that gives Nintendo carte blanche to start doing all kinds of crazy stuff. Now, do I think Nintendo will? They haven't in the past. Now, they went after like emulators and things like that sometimes, but there's some stuff they have not went after. It's a gray area, right? It's frustrating, but I get it. And I'm hoping that Nintendo loses this. Just for the sake of gaming in general. Because it will set a very dangerous precedent where he who, especially in Japanese court, in Japanese patent court, that he who gets there first or who thinks to patent it first, then controls the environment. There's a reason that we haven't seen any more things of the. Yeah, Bobby. That's a big thing. Palworld just released for the PlayStation 5. Just came out for the PS5 last month with the Fabric update. Yeah. It's a lot, man. It's crazy. Yeah. Pocket Pair is a Japanese company. But like the broader application of this, and one of the videos I watched and shared kind of brought, and I think this is probably a little bit of a hyperbole, but if you take a game like the way the patents in this case are worded, Yeah, Pocket Pair is a Japanese company. The way the patents in this case are worded, what's stopping a company from, or what's stopping Nintendo from patenting, swinging an item in such a fashion as to clear a path on a digital space or something in front of them, and then they're essentially patenting, Link swinging his sword from the original Legends of Zelda games. And so now any game that comes out with somebody swinging a sword, Nintendo has carte blanche and precedent to then sue in patent court if they pose any type of marketplace threat. Or other companies then have that to go for. It's just a bad precedent, man. It's just bad. It's not good for gaming. It's not good for anybody. It does not promote innovation and iteration in the games marketplace. It is, it's just bad. But yeah, like I understand the lawsuit. Like I get from okay, that's how the world works. My biggest competitor got something that kind of threatens my IP. And also, when you talk about intellectual property and trademarks can wear away if you don't fight for them. And I'm trying to think of an example, but essentially, like, if enough people make shit that's kind of close to your thing and you don't fight them on it, then when you do decide to fight somebody on it, that other stuff can be brought up as, oh, well, you didn't feel this infringed, and we're closer to this than we are to you, so, your argument holds no weight. Welcome back, Johnny. We're talking Nintendo Pocket Pair lawsuit. Now, also, this lawsuit, these patent lawsuits, fucking suck. Like, they take years to litigate. Like, this will probably be almost 2030 before we see an end to this lawsuit. So there's that. Unless, Pocket Pair settles. But if Pocket Pair wants to fight, and if Sony continues to back them, and if Sony backs them through the fight, and then they get, like, Sony lawyer money, that's interesting. Like that, it's going to be, what's that from the Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt? It's going to be a interesting transition. I gotta check my guy's food. Yeah. Because Tim didn't partner with Sony. Johnny, like Tim doesn't have Nintendo's largest competitor behind it. I played Tim. It was alright. Meh. It's not Palworld. This is amazing. This is beautiful. Alright. We need to make food. How much minestrone can I make? I'm limited by onions. Yep. We're going to make 937 minestrones. How'd you get wet? Where'd you go? One of my pals was wet. Why is it wet? Oh, my German Gondors. He's not wet anymore. I feel like I'm talking to my actual dog sometimes with these things. Like, how'd you get wet? Why are you wet? It's a good day on the farm. It's a good day to grow. Good day to harvest. Strong crops yield strong returns. to put Bell and War up. Kojiro, look at you. You healthy again. Alright, so they're making this minestrone, and then they're bringing it over the box, and then I'm going to go to my different bases and distribute my minestrone out. And then I'm going to, I don't know, I think hatching eggs. Right now I'm pretty much just hatching eggs. I'm farming bounties for the potions that raise my pals' IVs. What I need to do is prep for the Xenolord raid. And to do that, I think the best way, because he goes from dark to what? I think it's Bastigor. Yeah, I think that's what I need to work on, is getting my Bastigors set up so that I can breed like 15 perfect Bastigors. Bastigor's a cool pal, I'll show you guys. He's one of the new ones. Find him. Right there he is. He's cool. Where are you going? No! He's so fast. Damn, he's fast. I'm gonna come over here and punch the shit out of this tree. Sometimes you just gotta run over and punch shit out of a tree, guys. Sometimes you just gotta. But that's the thing I need to make like 15 of. But to get one of those, I need a Anubis that has the good traits I need. I'll send some out on a mission. That's new too. This expedition mine, and you can watch them all walk in, which I love. Look, they're going on the expedition. It's on my Frostallion Nocts. What else is going in? Is that it? Is that the only ones you showing? Nope. That Necromus, that Tyrantris, that Starion, that Hail Zephyr, Lux. Homuscule, Belenoir, Nightmare, Laline, Noct, Nightmare, Rain, and Naphia. Nice.
Huh.
Still cooking? Yes. Let's go hatch some eggs. Check my eggs. We've been talking for an hour. I should have a shitload of eggs. I'd say they're all full. Yep. No, not completely. Check, see if I got my good lanes first. Nope. You kidding me? Nope. Son of a bitch. We'll have a ton of lanes to condense when the time comes there.
Huh.
Alright. And all these Crogeros, I'm not even worried about if they're good or not. They're solely to condense into my other one. Now, I am going to look at what their passives are in case I get one with like really, really good passives. But other than that, I'm not super worried. I didn't get any perfect Crogeros. Oh, I got a perfect one. I actually do need to breed more jet dragons. I'm going to run to the bathroom real quick. I'll be right back. Alright, I'm back. Okay, so what was I working on? I need dragons, but I think they're all... Excuse me. No, they're not. Okay. So that is girl. Throw those two out. Nice one, Johnny. Nice one. So funny. Last time I heard that, I almost fell off my dinosaur. This is my good jump track. Yeah. Oh, no, I already. What? How much do I need? Condense. 64 for him. And a whole bunch more for Kojiro. Seven more, and I got Kojiro to 3 stars. Kojiro's going to be a bruiser, boys. I feel it. Okay, I need to... Excuse me. I need to get the stats from one of these two onto... I think Palladius is the one I want to use. I like that impatient. Because he has... 45% increased skill cooldown, and then he's got 10% attack, 20% making 30% attack, and then another 20, so he's got 50% increased attack, and 20% defense, and 15% movement speed, plus that 45%. I think these are the stats I want on my Bastigors. So, Palladius is going to be the mama of what I'm using to get my Bastigors. Oh, okay. I thought you could connect to the Steam, like a Steam server with an Xbox. I wasn't sure, but it sucks you can't. So what do I need to breed a Palladius with? And I wish I could show this. I am so terrible at working the stream. Hey. Hey. There it is. Can you guys see me? And my open doorway and bathroom in there. I don't know if the webcam actually turned on. Did it turn on? Hey. Give me 1 sec. I apologize. Hills Have Nerds is not found liable for any frothiness or moisture caused by the stream. Is that enough light? I just didn't want that light in the back to be on. Alright. So, Be Palladius. Can I add? I don't think I can. I'll just add browser. I messed something up. Ignore what just came on the screen. I was playing with the stream settings. There we go. All right. So, to give you guys an idea of how I'm figuring out what paths to breed these things with. So I can close that for a second and go here. Just a second, pull it over here. Pull this over. All right. So this is the PalDB. So I'm trying to get Bastigor, right? And this has different calculators. So I have a calculator for what parent I have and what child I'm trying to get from it. I have a calculator from what one parent I have and what the second parent is and what will those breed. And then I have a calculator for what child I want and what am I going to get. You know, what do I need to get that child? Now, this selection up here works the exact same way as this one. Too. But I want... Yeah, Pal TV. You should sue him for patent infringement. So I have Palladius. It's one of my parents. And so now it's showing me all the combinations Palladius has. But I want to get Bastigor. Now to get from Palladius to Bastigor, I have two steps. I go Palladius to Incognito to Anubis, and I take that Anubis, I breed it with a Frost Stallion, and I get Bastigor. So the first thing I'm trying to do is get an Anubis. And this is going to have twofold. One's going to get me all the Bastigors I want, but two, it's going to get me a really nice Anubis that I get to use. So there we go. Turn back on our game. Turn off my display. Move that stuff back over. So, we are going to use Palladius. My beautiful Palladius here. Even though I like to keep him with me. He is my favorite pal. Look at him. Come here. Look at him. He's the best. The big shield and this thing. I'm a sucker for anything like Paladin style. You know, anything with a sword and a shield, I am just absolutely head over heels for. So, Palladius is right up my alley. So we're going to use Palladius. Palladius out. And then I had my options of Cognito, B-Guard, Direhowl, and Valet. So we're going to look first at Grass, because that's going to cover B-Guard and Valet. And I'm just looking to see, like, the stats that are on Palladius, these ones down at the bottom for it, are the only ones I want on my Bastigor. So I'm looking to see if I have a Valet, a male Valet, so these things have to be male. If I have a Valet or a B-Guard, that are male and have no skills. And I have neither, apparently. Fantastic. Alright, so nothing for there. So let's look up dark. Let's see if we have a cognito. I do! Look at that. So right there, my cognito has no passive skills, so he's not going to pass anything to my pal. And he is a boy, so he's going to be able to bang Palladius. And we're good. Am I the only one on the server? I am, so I'm going to go back to my base and sleep through the night. So that way Palladius will wake up and actually go get in the bank shack. Don't sleep. So I'll leave that minestrone here, and then this minestrone we're going to go deviate out real quick. Oh shit. This thing's almost too fast. There we go. There we go. How we doing, boys? Where is that going? I've said some really rough shit, Colton. I really have. Johnny's not lying. I've said some real rough shit. I'm not proud of it. It was mostly to make myself look good. I didn't care if it hurt you. And I'm not sorry about it either. I'm not sorry about it. Alright. So we're ready to go. Okay. So we're going to go over to this base, drop off some minestrone. I mean, vicious, hateful, sexual shit, Colton. Like, I mean, it had no business bringing up stuff. Like, didn't add to the conversation. Sometimes I just said it just to see if I could, you know, just to see if the person that I was talking to would receive that information. You smell different when you're awake. Yeah, these guys don't get minestrone because there's only 2 of them working, and they don't need it. You will be my lover one way or another. When'd you get a hold of my vows to my wife? I think quoting my wedding vows is going to endear you to me, buddy. this is going to give me my Anubis. And since they went to this check, I have to move all my cakes. Move my cakes to another shelter. Otherwise, they'll eat all my cakes. They will fuck and eat all my cakes. Look at him. He can't wait. He's ready to get it on. It's terrifying. Absolutely terrifying. See you, Colton. Thanks for hanging out, man. Really, really appreciate it. Oh, there's another perfect Krojiro with shit IVs. I lucked out on the one that I have. Really good IVs. Damn, all these have shit IVs. Oh my god, that's gross. I still haven't gotten a single perfect Lilene. I don't think. Not enough cake. Look at Lilene, she got cake for days. Oh. Oh, this one's a alpha. It sucks. Oh, sucks. It's terrible. Awful. No good. Very bad. Alright. Now you guys trying to get me too good Lilenes. You guys are getting me Anubis. You guys are just breeding Krojiros. Do you have cake? Yes. How much cake do you have left? 19? Probably need more cake, but I'll let you have that. What are you working on, Johnny? So fast. That's cool. We need to. I want to start doing like game night streams for the podcast more often. There's a ton of times that we're all playing stuff together. I think once a week would be the most I'd want to do, and I need to make shorts. I need to make shorts for the podcast. I need to take clips from the episodes and put onto YouTube and Facebook and all of that. Because we've gotten really good responses from the few that we do have. I just don't have time, man. Like, I have no time to do it. And I really don't want to use AI to do it. I don't want to put more on Travis's plate. So we're still coming into our own. We're trying to figure out what kind of content we want. We want to add something for the podcast repertoire this year. And whether it's like talking about upcoming stuff or, you know, like reviews on things. I think like short form reviews would be good content. I mean, what do you guys think? Please let my first Anubis be good. Blackjack and hookers. Well, fuck you, piece of I think I'm the only one that would partake, at least for the hookers. Also, I just remembered I'm married, so I can't partake of the hookers either. I'll hang out with hookers. I've hung out with hookers before. I have a very close friend who was an escort in Denver for a long time. She made a shitload of money. Yeah, we want to do more content. We want to do 2 episodes a month. And then I'd like to do like smaller little things. I want to do more content for the YouTube. And I think we're going to start doing the podcast on webcam because Aaron's moving to Louisville. And I mean, we do it on Discord already, so why wouldn't we just have the webcams on? So we can see it. So that way it's adding like a video element to it. We'll see how it goes. Yeah, I think, reviews for games that have come out, like games, movies, we do little write-ups. I try to. And the guys do sometimes. For the Facebook, do little write-ups for certain things. I did one for Venom. I'll probably do one for Brave New World. I need to do a little write-up for Palworld. I've been trying to fight Cody into making a post for Satisfactory. And he keeps forgetting. Those guys are good. My Lilines are killing me. I have not gotten a single good Liline. Liline. Liline, Liline, Liline. Begging of you, please have the right traits. I think a lot of YouTube is shit opinions, man. You fit right in. Straight to the top. Johnny DB, the next Mr. Beast. What's the DB stand for, Johnny? You guys not made an egg yet? Oh yeah, you did make one. It was a shit Anubis. Alright, I'm gonna go farm. These guys. Start. Johnny Digby. Are you serious? Is that really what it is? These guys are bounties. So this is a evil police officer, I guess. I don't know. They're bounties. You get bounty vouchers for them. You turn them into the bounty guys, the bounty hunters, and they give you the potions that you can increase your pals IVs from. Oh, honey, you better now, boy. Alright, where are we going? Where's the next one? Should pretty much going north. This jet dragon's so fast. Is it really for Digbick? I now desperately need to know. I don't know. People do weird stuff, man. I've seen people that name their characters like Cooter Hair or something. It is a Patriots hoodie. I am a massive Patriots fan. Dude, the Patriots have sucked ass for 5 years. Like, come on. Give me a break. Oh, God. Look, these things are terrifying. Look at these. My God, I can kill it. Look at it. Fucking creepy. No. Kill this man. This guy's creepy, too. Got a big-ass gun. Oh. Oh, that sucks. What was that like? Did you watch the game live? That was one of the greatest nights of my life. We had a buddy, so I had a buddy who is a jackass. Like, he's one of those friends where it's like, I don't know why I'm friends with him. He's not a good person, like, at all. But we're friends. And we were watching that game. I was over at my cousin's. Later, Bubby. Thank you so much. I'm not too much longer myself. Johnny, no, we were watching the game, and as the Falcons were going up, he did not stop talking shit, like, the entire time. Like, it was me, him, my cousin, and another one of our buddies, and we were just hanging out. We got some pizza, had some beer. We were going to watch the Super Bowl, and I was the only one who had an interest in the team that was in, because my piece of shit buddy is he's a Broncos fan. But the entire time, like, he was just talking such shit, so much shit. And then the comeback started, and the Patriots scored, and he was still talking shit. And then they scored again. He started talking a little less. And then they scored again, and then he started talking a little less. Oh my God! And he got to the point where I almost went home, man. Like, in the third quarter, like, I was getting ready. I was like, man, fuck it. There's no way they're coming back from this. I'm going home. And I was like, we got some pizza left. I got a few beers. We're probably going to play a board game after this, so we'll hang out. Yeah, it was amazing. shitty, Kojiro. Yeah, it was something. No, I don't want to go east. I go north. No, I'm following. I'm so glad mounts don't take fall damage in this game. Or you don't take fall damage when you're mounted. Really? But Patriots are getting their comeuppance. Couldn't even fuck up properly enough this season. Couldn't even fuck up properly enough this season to get a first round pick. Like, fucked up fucking up. Like, how do you do that? Now, I'm a little pissed they fired Mayo. Like, you can't expect a guy to just turn everything around, especially a first-year coach, in his first year. Like, you have to give him time. But it is what it is. So now's the chance we're gonna have Rabel, which I'm all for. I mean, cool. I don't like the direction organization's going right now. It's with like knee-jerk, off with their head, fucking reactions because Mayo didn't, come out and win a Super Bowl the first time he was a coach. I mean, I don't know. He was a linebackers coach forever with the Pats, and he was a player. He's in the Pats Hall of Fame. Like, I mean, guy obviously knows his shit. I don't know. I'm not one of those fans that are going to be like, oh, this is so done. Here's what they should have done. Boom, 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 boom. Because I mean, I don't know. There's so much shit that goes on behind the scenes that we aren't privy to. Like, who the fuck knows? I trust the Patriots organization. 6 Super Bowls, 9 appearances. They got to know something, right? But I don't know. Everyone's got to start somewhere, but you're going to end up, if you expect like supremacy on the first go around, you're going to be sorely mistaken, and you're going to end up like the fucking Jets or the Jaguars, who have so much turmoil in their locker room and everywhere else they can't get anything done because they keep having turnover. And you have, excuse me, Knockland, are you gonna fight? There you go. Jesus. This guy's apparently a cannon. Nice dick. I'm probably going to do this lap of these guys. Check my eggs. Call it night. Yeah, John, I have no idea. I don't know what they were thinking hiring him, but they saw something in him, right? Or maybe they thought, hey, we had Belichick, who greatest coach of all time, but was by all accounts kind of a hard ass and not the easiest person to get along with. And so maybe they thought, we get Mayo in here, he's a new coach, we're going to have a whole lot more control over him and the decisions he makes. And it was literally like the polar opposite of Belichick, right? You got a new first-year coach who was a player's coach, right? Wanted the locker room to police itself. Wasn't a hard ass. Was kind of letting players not necessarily do as they please, but was just giving a whole lot more rope to the players, right? So, who knows? I love Vrabel. I hate that he couldn't win anything at Tennessee, but maybe he can come here and win something. There were another couple names they were talking about on the list. I can't remember who they were. But the big thing's like OC, because there's rumors of Josh McDaniels coming back. And word on the street is Josh McDaniels has no more inclinations to be a head coach anymore. He shouldn't. He had 2 chances and he shit the bed both times. But I don't know. There was another it was a young OC people were talking about. I can't remember what his name was. Oh no. Here. This jet dragon so fast. Oh my god. I hate this guy. He's got a rocket launcher. But I have a grappling hook. Dude, Frost Knight. Oh, I got that damn ring on. No wonder I can't kill it. I love it. They jump when you jump. Come here and get pets. How'd the Falcons finish this year? If you're still here. So fast. Oh wait, I hear a lucky pal. Lucky not Mary. Put my ring on. Oh. Yep. Okay, I got it. Frosting and kills. No. So I need like 15 more leaf monks to have be capped. Really need to just take some time and go do that. Alright, let's go. Check our expedition. Too many damn bases. Too many goddamn bases. I'm not going to send them out another one right now. Oh, I didn't see the thing you said about Morris, Johnny. I thought you were just saying, what the fuck were the Patriots thinking hiring Gerard Mayo? I didn't see the Morris thing. I'm sorry. I have an epic laser rifle. I don't need that. Hell yeah, 9 tech points. Oh, I need to make my damn broncherry saddle. I'm thinking about it. Yeah, I mean, the Patriots fan base is spoiled, man. Spoiled, spoiled, spoiled. There's people like literally calling for Gerard Mayo's head on a stick. It's crazy. bronze cherry. There it is. Alright, make me Bastador saddle too. More hexalites. Oop, I make a ton of plastic. Yeah, I have no idea. I don't know how you go from one of the winningest organizations in history to just absolute shit show. I mean, I do. You lose the greatest player to ever play the game.
Huh.
But, I mean, come on. Was everybody else that incompetent? Like, there's no way. Who do I want to bring with me, Johnny? Let's see. Bronze Cherry Aqua, Necromus, Sootsir, Sylvagus, or Azure Mane? Which one of those guys? Or anybody for that matter that's watching. I already have the frog. He's already here. I'm gonna fill my 5th slot out. Impulsive Aegis. Frog's here. Right there he is. He's doing something. I don't know where he's going. He's a man on a mission. He can do this. Bounce me up in there.
Huh.
I wish that was all I needed, Jimmy. Alright, I got 10 tech points. I've been getting all the saddles. I prove I got everything else I want. So I'm just unlocking the rest of the tech tree now with any extra tech I get, and there's a lot. I don't know what he's doing over how he's watering. He's helping Yorman Tide water. Yorman Tide seems to get hungry. Well, then go fucking eat. God, I hate that shit. It'll be like, oh, it can't like, fucking Lylene there will be standing right there. Right here's my wheat plantation. And it'll be like, oh, Lylene can't reach the wheat plantation. Like, bitch, you're standing next to it. What the fuck you mean you can't reach it? You already reached it. Know what I mean? These are important problems. Alright, let's go open some eggs, and then we may call it night. We're just getting like, man. What eggs I got? Have I gotten a good Lilene yet? Give me one. Give me one good Lilene. Just one. That's all I want. I got one. No, I didn't, because that fucker's got burly body. Son of a bitch. Oh, I have a potato. Yeah, give me a perfect lupus. Yep, got one. Legend, Serenity, Ferocious, Impatient. Hell yeah. And now I breed that Anubis with Frost Stallion to get Bastigor. Alright, cool. I've been breeding Lilenes all day. Have not got one single one. The rat stuff, I've been breeding Anubises for, what, Johnny? 45 minutes? Oh shit, where's my good necklace? Holy shit, do I have 2 pages of Anubises? Well, I have a ton to condense into that one at least. And then Frost Stallion sorts. I'm actually completely okay if it gets Musclehead, but fuck. I have really Mana Boy? Nope. I don't want it to have Ice Emperor. Actually, do I care? Because I'm doing Bastigor, so if it does come up with Ice Emperor, is it 30%? Well, it's only 20. I think I'm alright if it gets Ice Emperor. I'm definitely alright if it gets Musclehead, so it's probably the better one. I don't need Infinite Stamina Cherry around for them. That's a better way to go. It's eating. Dear God in heaven, will you stop eating and go up to the damn thing? Thank you. Alright, this dog man's gonna bang this giant horse. Climb that mountain, buddy. That's a good one. I need to keep that one. Alright, kiddos. Let's hatch this Lilene. Last Lilene of the night. Let's see if we get a good one. It's an alpha, which is cool. Nope. Shit. I think I can. Let's see. I got enough Corgiros to at least take my frog to the next level. Seven, one. There we go. Sweet. You should be able to launch me further now. Yeah.
Huh.
Alright, kids, that is it for me tonight. Thanks for hanging out. Johnny, I think you're the only one still here. Got a few people pop through. Be a good little bit of fun tonight. Talk about some cool stuff. Told some ghost stories. It's a good time. But I'm out. I'm trying to get some sleep. I might have to drive to Lexington tomorrow. Take my kid back to school. You have a good one. Take care. Listen to the podcast.